On everybody, welcome to Game Informer. I'm your host, Alex Van Aken, today joined by Dan Tack, who's had a chance to get an early look at Evil Dead, the game. It's the latest game on our cover. Dan, how are you?
Hey, how's it going? Yeah, Evil Dead. Remember this one? No, to be fair, I mean, the franchise has been resurrected several times at this point and is probably, you know, it's gaining steam again from its debut in the heyday of horror, shall we say.
Yeah. So we're looking at, I mean, there's the memorable cast of characters. I was talking to Bruce Campbell, and he was telling me that, you know, all the old actors are coming back as voice actors to reprise their roles in this game, which is interesting because not all of them have been so intertwined with this franchise like Bruce has been since it was originally released as a movie. So, yeah, you want to walk us through what we're seeing here, these skills?
Sure, but yeah, that's really cool. I mean, Bruce has been the face of the franchise since even the beginning, really. I mean, and that we're going to have characters from all of the Evil Dead sort of stuff, including the TV show, Army of Darkness, that's all here. So what we've got here, what we're looking at right now, this is a survivor group, 4 players. In this game, it is 4 survivors versus 1 demon. Now, I know what you're saying. Dan, I've heard this pitch before. However, this is a lot different than other asymmetrical players versus the great evil kind of game, in that the survivors are extremely active against the evil. They will have to battle all kinds of minions, little minions, middle minions, and then the big boss minions, again, as the enemy plans out and plots traps and ambushes and attacks. And I mean fighting very directly. I don't mean like running and hiding or using a flashlight to scare somebody away.
Yeah.
I mean chopping them in half, okay?
That's awesome.
Or blowing them away with a shotgun, or I'm sorry, in Evil Dead, you know.
The boomstick.
That's my boomstick, that's right. Shop smart, shop S smart. As you can see here, there are finishing moves you can execute on minor deadites. And that'll get you, depending on your spec, your build, your talents, and all that kind of stuff, you'll get perks for doing that. So it behooves you to like, oh, look at that!
Oh my God, that scared the heck out of me.
That is a jump scare. So what that means, the demon player actually used an ability that shoots through. You can actually, once you get good with it, I was good with it after like 2 games. You can hit more than 1 target at once with it. So it has a rather long cooldown. And then you just fire it off and you zoom through different characters. What it will do, it gives them a jump scare, which may or may not be important depending what they're fighting, and it raises their fear level. This also raises their fear level when they run into your traps. Like, you know, there's like mini ashes and the hand and
yeah,
some other stuff like that.
The staples.
Right, anything you'd expect from Evil Dead, really. And that stuff all serves to raise your fear bar. When your fear bar goes up, you are more vulnerable to the enemy. They can possess you directly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you'll have a little bit reduced vision. You'll be a little bit more wobbly. So you want your fear to be low at all times, and you'll need to reduce that in various ways. So like I said, those finishing moves earlier can help with that. But mostly you're going to be starting fires out in the terrain with matches, and that usually all of your team will come around those to like sort of rest for a second to get all your fear eater down. And again, here's another trap, the mini ashes.
Mini ashes, yeah. And so the main goal is we're collecting pages of the Necronomicon, right?
So the game is divided into 3 parts, okay? Basically, essentially, think of it like 3 acts. In the first act, you're gathering map pieces to find out where the Kandarian dagger and the Necronomicon are. Then you collect the Necronomicon and the dagger, 2 different steps, really, because they're in different places, and then you come here to the finale, where you'll use the objects that you've collected to kill the Dark Ones themselves and win the game. And of course, all the while, the enemy player, the demon, will be attempting to stop you from doing exactly that.
Yeah.
So it's essentially a 3-part game. And the first part, the demon probably doesn't know where the survivors are. The survivors are looting, kind of like you would in a Battle Royale game at the beginning.
Okay.
Trying to get some gear before they head out to collect these important objects.
That's interesting.
Because once you're in the object collection phase, like you basically have to defend against horde mode to collect the Necronomicon and the dagger, right? So the enemy is going to know where you are 100%, even though it's a huge map, and it can be really tough to find the survivors. They will know for sure where you're at that point in the game, and can come and really mess with you. And obviously we have the score screen here. They did win. Again, once you get those items, you go fight the Dark Ones themselves. Interestingly enough, at that point in the game, again, I made an allusion to battle royales earlier. At that point in the game, the map will start shrinking and pushing the players closer and closer in to force them into the Dark Ones encounter, or they'll die. So
Awesome. Okay.
at that point in the game, it's really hectic. It's really like, let's go kind of thing.
Is there still that tension? Like other games coming to mind, DBD.
It has a different kind of tension. It's certainly not DBD tension where you are a defenseless, literally a survivor, right?
Yeah.
In this game, it's very different. You have lots of tools to fight back against evil and fight back really hard. You kill the enemy in this game.
That's awesome.
So it's not quite the same as other ASIM horror games where the killer is an omnipresent, invincible entity.
Yeah.
The killer's always going to be there, summoning stuff for you to deal with and laying traps and stuff like that, but you're probably not going to be nearly as scared. It's not that kind of experience.
Sure, yeah.
When you got a boomstick or a shovel, and you get ambushed, you're just like, all right, whatever. I'm going to just take that thing's head off with a shovel.
Awesome. Well, anything else before we wrap this video up, Dan? I know we've got other videos coming. Our next video is going to be a look at the Kandarian demon and kind of what you get to play as on that side of the ASIM experience. Anything else for Ash and team before we head off to the next video?
Sure. I just want to say there are 4 different versions of Ash in the game, so they really leaned in on Bruce, which is, of course, this is Evil Dead. Why not, right?
Yeah.
But you can play as Ash from 4 of his different appearances, so in the timeline it all works. They promised me this, okay? So it works out.
Perfect. If you enjoyed this look at Evil Dead, be sure to head over to GameInformer.com. Read all of our content, our videos, online website, whatever. Digital and print subscriptions will get you access to the cover story, which Dan wrote about Evil Dead. And don't forget, go check out our rapid fire interview with Bruce Campbell. It was a lot of fun. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye.
You have all the pieces of the lost map. The position of the pages and the Kandarian dagger will now be revealed.
For tuning into Game Informer. I'm your host, Alex Van Aken, taking a look at Evil Dead the game alongside the guy who checked out the game, wrote the cover story for Game Informer magazine. It's Dan Tack. How you doing, Dan?
That is probably the best intro anyone's ever given me, Alex. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. So last video, we took a look at Bruce and team, the survivors, for lack of a better word. And now we're looking at, the minions, the Deadites that the Kandarian demon can utilize throughout their side of Evil Dead the game. You want to kind of go ahead and talk about what we're seeing here?
Yeah, we're going to see demon gameplay. Of course, I play the killer in DBD, so this is the kind of gameplay I was most eager to get into. It's a very different experience because you're basically incorporeal here as you move through the world. I don't want to say it's exactly like playing like a dungeon master or anything like that,
Sure.
But you've basically got to set the things up for the players to wander into. We can see the player, grabbing energy globes here. These things are going to let the demon player summon enemies. Okay? And that includes like basically low tier enemies, mid tier enemies called elites, and then bosses. The bosses are probably the most fun and the most similar to what players would be familiar with from other horror ASIM games, because you can possess that boss. You can possess anything, really,
Awesome.
even players.
And clarifying question, are they picking up these red orbs, or are these the locations that can summon things?
They're picking those up so
Okay.
they can power their. Yeah, that's basically giving them XP and fuel to do these
Sure.
different abilities, set traps, summon enemies, etc.
Possess a car, apparently. This
Possessing
is cool.
cars is a thing. Yes, you can possess cars, you can possess players, and of course you're going to want to possess the boss monster for sure. But you can even possess minor Deadites depending on the situation. You're like, okay, this is like the one situation I'm going to fly through and scare a couple of survivors, and at the same time, I'm going to possess an elite monster and start attacking them with it manually.
Oh,
So
that's
you get all
so
of
cool.
you get all of their abilities when you possess them, as we just did here. So it's now an occupied character, which can do a variety of things. Each Deadite has its own special abilities. So if I'm playing as the puppeteer, my Deadites are going to have different abilities. And as you can see, that's the other side of the scare thing. You get
Yeah, we talked about that last video. That's cool.
We did. And of course, you can spec into these things. If you're playing the puppeteer, you're going to be really focused on possession and disabling the opponents. If you're new to the game, you probably want to play like the warlord, who's all about just like, hey, I hit hard, and I make things hit hard. And then
Yeah.
you've got Of course, I think probably the most popular when the game launches will be Evil Ash
Yeah.
from Army of Darkness, because it's Evil Ash from Army of Darkness, and everybody loves that character in Army of Darkness. So you get a full complement of like Necromancer style Deadites with that build, which includes a skeleton with a flute who's really funny and very powerful. Basically, you have to kill that. You have to kill the flute guy. Doesn't do direct damage, but if you don't kill it, you're in a real big problem.
Oh, we
So,
just possessed the player, didn't we?
right here, yes. Now it doesn't last too long, depending on your build, but it can be really disruptive. Like when I was using it, I would try to time it during an already chaotic situation. Right?
Yeah.
And you want to target like the healer or something, which you can identify pretty easily, and you'd be like, okay, I'm gonna wait till they're in the middle of a firefight with something else. I'll summon a couple of elites or deadites, along with a situation where they're already being attacked, like when they're trying to get the dagger or the necromantic pages. And that'll give you like a real big window to really cause some massive chaos within the ranks. Especially if they split up. In this game, it might make sense to be like, let's just roll with 4. It'll be the easiest. We can get each other up, and we can take care of each other with all of our support abilities. But the survivors can actually split like really hardcore if they want to be. I think that we'll see that more in more advanced strategies.
Yeah, and how big is that map? Like, how far could
It's
they go?
enormous.
Okay.
It is absolutely enormous. You actually need the car to get around, in my opinion. It is huge, which actually can be kind of challenging for the demon to find them early on. It gives them a buffer to go loot up.
Yeah.
Because you're going to find stuff like different rarity guns. Again, this is sort of battle royale kind of like stuff today. What would be considered facets of that genre, right? So when they start out, they're going to be like grabbing guns, grabbing melee weapons, including chainsaws and shovels and axes and you name it. It's all out there for the and of course, so what just happened there is once they get the dagger or the pages, when they complete that horde event, it kicks the demon player out immediately after. So that gives them a chance to get a breather.
Ah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So if they complete the sort of horde mode event leading up to that, the demon, they get a small reprieve. The demon can't just keep jumping on them from the onslaught that they were already giving them.
I love the camera effect playing as the demon. Did you find it easy to control? It's almost got like this fluidity. Like
it's really trying to go for that. If you've seen the original Evil Dead,
Yeah.
the demon vision. They're really trying to play into that. They do that all over this game, actually. This game is like, I'm a really big horror fan, and I will say for sure they really tried to adhere to every aspect of the films they could and still make a game with rather varied mechanics instead of having, Evil Dead, right? Like,
yeah.
So here we have Henrietta being possessed. So this is possessing this boss warlord monster. One of the beefier monsters, obviously, as a boss. So
Yeah.
you can do a lot of damage. She actually has a power fart. You got to be careful about that.
Oh,
one.
that sounds like Evil Dead.
I mean, yeah. By the time we got to Army of Darkness, anyway.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And yeah, with the new show too. I just watched some of that Netflix series. It's on. Was it a Netflix series? I don't know. It was on Netflix though. But anyway,
The
as you can see,
2015 one, yeah.
tons of different Deadites, and you can possess them. Here we go, possessing a mid-tier elite warlord Deadite.
I really like how dynamic this looks and how varied it.
You have to be, if you're playing as the demon, I'm going to be honest with you, you have to be a lot better at the game than playing a survivor, because you're going to have to macro manage and micromanage a bunch of different things all going on at once.
Yeah.
Because while this demon player is doing fairly well in this demo, a coordinated team of survivors will absolutely annihilate anything you possess within seconds. So you have to really time moments a little bit better. They're kind of just letting Henrietta beat on him here, which is kind of funny. But yeah, if you team up on those monsters, they go down fast.
Awesome. And of course, this is the end screen, the scoreboard for the demon. Looks very similar to the survivors, but yeah. And then we just rounding out this footage with some executions that Saber sent over. And
now these are finishing moves you can do, and they are. This is Evil Dead. This is an extremely gory franchise. For those of you not familiar with it,
I love that one.
It is. There are some fantastic takedowns you can do in this game. So, like I said, I gotta say this game really revels in this. If you like to play survivors, you'll be happier. And you probably will like the challenge of playing the demon if you're already like a killer player. I would say, it's you really have to get in there and really use every tool in your disposal if you want to eke out a victory. Because the survivors, as you can see, they don't take it lying down in this game.
Yeah,
and, will absolutely fight back and fight back really hard.
Yeah, that's amazing. All right, Dan. Well, that does it for our 2 gameplay reveal videos for Evil Dead. This game's coming out soon. Of course, people can go check out all of our other content, the Bruce Campbell interview, the other Survivor video if they missed it. But if they've seen all that videos, they've consumed it all. They're just waiting to get their hands on the games themselves. When is Evil Dead the game coming out?
May 13th, so not a whole long time to wait. That's really close.
Yeah, for real. Awesome. Well, I'm a big fan of ASIM multiplayer games. I know you are, Dan. We definitely need to group up, but I am eager to play this game, eager to check it out. So I hope everyone out there, Evil Dead fans, if you enjoyed this type of video, an early look at an upcoming game, subscribe to the channel. We do a lot of this. We've got video game reviews, new gameplay today episodes, all that fun stuff. If you watched this, thank you for watching it. If you liked it, click the like button. And that's going to do it. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
And what is going on, you guys? Welcome back to another Evil Dead the Game video. Guys, I had to go ahead and share that. That was super awesome. We finally got some gameplay reveal for not only the survivor aspect of Evil Dead the game, but also we got the Kandarian demon gameplay. We finally are able to look at this, talk about this, and man, I'm just so excited. For one, this game is not only gonna be above and beyond the expectations of what we had originally thought, and since we've been covering this, but this isn't gonna be just your regular survivor horror game. This is gonna be its own thing, and it's going to make a strong, impactful. Guys even said this is an extreme level of survivor. These guys fight back really well. Those that liked Friday the 13th the game, survivor horror type aspect, will probably really enjoy this. On that aspect, at least. The Kandarian demon does look very tricky to be able to play and use. I'm definitely, personally, going to have to mess with it until I feel comfortable with it. Probably do Henrietta. The other ones could be a little bit more tactical, but I'm still very curious to how certain things work. Apparently, though, as a Kandarian demon, it seems pretty simple. You're just floating around, spawning things, you know, and not only just spawning things, but you got to strategically do this. You got to know how many points it's going to cost. You got to know how many you can pick up before they're, I mean, because like the developer said, that these survivors can be in and out and rush and get objectives done pretty quick, and it's closing in, you know what I'm saying? He said it's not exactly like Battle Royale, but there is like a closing in where the game forces you to have to, you know, do this final objective and then battle the dark ones, and I'm just super excited for this, you guys. I cannot wait. We have less than 30 days, and don't quote me on this. I've just been looking around. I hope we get a PC and PlayStation beta. I know Xbox got their beta, and hopefully soon after the embargo lift, I'll be able to reveal my video again that I had made, but because I don't want to get anyone upset, right now there's an embargo lift on the Xbox beta and some of the gameplay and the discussion from that, so right now I'm just gonna go ahead and continue to not have that video out. But I'm glad that this was dropped because we can talk about this. This has been talked about, guys. Slash and Cass have been all over this, guys. This is going to be super awesome. This is not only going to be a reunion from Friday the 13th, possibly Predator Hunting Grounds, Dead by Daylight, but this is also Evil Dead fans are coming into this on their own game, and this is just going to be a big, honestly, there's going to be a lot of communities clashing at first, and it's going to be pretty awesome. I'm super excited. Again, I cannot express the level of excited that I am on this. Guys, go check out Andy Campbell's Discord. I'll leave everything in the links. I've been leaving all those links. That's Bruce Campbell's son. He's a gamer. He's going to be playing this. He's been all over this. He's been saying, hey, what is allowed, what isn't. Definitely want to go ahead and check him out. I'll leave links, like I said. And guys, I am I just cannot wait, dude. I cannot wait for this game. And I cannot wait for Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the game, and Ghostbusters. But this one is going to be a really packed a punch to the... I mean, this is going to be a great game. And I hope and I cannot wait to see the future for this game and how it develops, what's going to happen. We all know Saber Interactive does really well. They've done World War Z and plenty other games. They're super awesome. I personally haven't played a whole lot of their games, but I did some research and they made some awesome stuff. So I cannot wait to get into this, dive into this, and I mean, this is just super awesome. We did pre-order this, so we're going to get the Smart Ash, the Galen Night Ash. We did not do the big game of the year, and that's just because the one that I personally wanted sold out in the first hour, and the other one I just didn't feel like was really worth it. I definitely wanted to share it and let you guys know what it was, and so that way you guys have the chance. And don't get me wrong, you know, they said they were gonna possibly have, you know, later down the road chances to get a Savini Ash, but I don't know. I'm really more excited about those two pre-order skins rather than those anyway, you know? And I'm really excited to see what other DLC that they're going to bring and how the maps are. They said the maps are super huge, super immersive. I just can't wait, man. I just cannot wait. This has so many future content. I wonder what leagues or if tournaments come out of this, or, you know, this is just has a ton of potential, you know what I'm saying? And they have possible, you know, new modes that they're gonna throw out there, and we will cover all the news, update, leaks, and everything you guys already know, like we have done with Predator Hunting Grounds, and so on and so forth, guys. We got to keep this stuff rolling. So I definitely appreciate all the support that you guys have done, and I kind of just want to get this kind of closing down, and hopefully the next video that I have for you guys with Evil Dead will be either gameplay or the game itself. And I mean, when I say gameplay, I mean, like, hopefully there's a beta that comes out. Hopefully we'll be able to, you know, record that and release that at a certain time. Of course, I will follow the rules, but again, hopefully the next video I have for you guys on Evil Dead is the actual game itself, since it's less than 30 days. So thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.